everyone. My name is Lauren Boyd, and I am the Acting Director of the Geothermal Technologies Office at the U.S. Department of Energy. I'm also the Enhanced Geothermal Systems Program Manager, and I'm here with two wonderful colleagues, Alexis McKittrick, who is the Hydrothermal Resources and Low Temperature and Co-Produced Resources Program Manager, and George Stutz, who is a Technology Manager within the Enhanced Geothermal Systems Program. So, I know that it isn't news to anyone in this audience that the oil and gas and geothermal industries have many similarities, from the need to explore for and characterize subsurface resources to the challenges and risks of drilling in largely unpredictable subsurface environments. And recognizing those similarities, the two industries have traded innovations for years. For instance, the oil and gas industry has benefited from our investments in polycrystalline diamond compact bit research. And at the same time, the geothermal industry has benefited from oil and gas drilling methodologies that we employed at our Utah Forge project called Mechanical Specific Energy in 2020. As we're all aware, in fact, the main reason for Pivot, which Jamie started to bring the two industries, oil and gas and geothermal, together, these similarities really do offer opportunities to collaborate and opportunities to dramatically expand geothermal deployment, from advances in drilling and well construction to co-production possibilities in existing oil and gas basins. But at the same time, the geothermal and oil and gas sectors have many differences. First, of course, is that the oil and gas industry is orders of magnitudes larger and has benefited from many years of significant private investment. In addition, there are resource and technology differences between the two industries, which causes us the need to adapt technologies and methodologies from one to the other. Finally, there are some non-technical distinctions between these industries as well. For instance, the fact that permitting a geothermal project can take substantially longer than permitting an oil and gas site. So we are here today from the Geothermal Technologies Office to announce an initiative that can help bring these two industries together, we hope, and to solve some of these challenges associated with adaptation of technologies for the benefit of the geothermal sector. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Alexis McKittrick to introduce our new initiative. Thank you.
Hi, Pivot. Alexis here, and I'm really excited to introduce you all to GEODE, short for Geothermal Energy from Oil and Gas Demonstrated Engineering. GEODE is planned as a 5-year initiative that will develop a strategy and implementation mechanism to transition oil and gas technologies and workforce into geothermal. Through this just opened funding opportunity, we will select an organization to establish the GEODE Consortium and serve as its administrator, using a GTO investment of $10 million in funding. This administrator will need to have a number of skills, including being able to initiate and execute a research agenda, attracting and securing membership of industry players from both oil and gas and geothermal, managing R&D and demonstration projects, and providing organizational leadership to help bring solutions to commercialization. We recognize that that's a big lift, but we know that the right administrator is out there, just waiting for the chance to lead GEODE. In year 1 of the initiative, the administrator will identify the membership and organize the consortium, as well as develop a roadmap to govern the strategic direction of GEODE. Then, over the additional 4-year period, and pending congressional appropriations, of course, the GEODE Consortium will issue competitive solicitations for up to $155 million in research and demonstration activities.
Thanks, Alexis and Lauren, and good morning, everyone. I'm George, and I'm going to talk a little more about the competitive solicitations that we envision under the GEODE initiative. These solicitations will advance the GEODE goals by conducting research simultaneously in 4 related focus areas, which we're calling the GEODE facets. Facet 1 is technology transfer and R&D. In this facet, the consortium will examine the technology and workflow needs of the geothermal industry and catalog the gaps between geothermal and oil and gas in these areas. Through this facet, we'll identify pathways that incorporate existing oil and gas technologies and methodologies into geothermal and establish priorities for the most consequential gaps. Facet 2 is for demonstration and deployment, with the goal to overcome barriers to evaluating and using geothermal resources currently accessed by oil and gas infrastructure. We're hoping to see several things accomplished here, including better data availability, resource and engineering assessments, and ultimately, demonstration projects that show the utility and commercial viability of producing geothermal heat and electricity from existing subsurface infrastructure. Facet 3 will help us address analysis and regulatory barriers to expanding the oil and gas industry into geothermal. We want to dig deep on this one, pun intended, into the challenges that have thus far discouraged the oil and gas industry from expanding into the geothermal space. And finally, Facet 4 will focus on workforce transfer and development, as well as better ways to communicate about geothermal energy. In this facet, the Geode Consortium activities will include assessing future geothermal workforce needs and potential gaps, and determining the educational and professional experiences needed to fill those gaps over time.
Where will all of that great work lead? Well, to more geothermal deployment. The primary objective of Geode is ultimately to expand opportunities for geothermal energy, but we know that Geode will create other terrific outcomes, including the creation of an innovation core for R&D, analysis, demonstration, and deployment of geothermal, accelerated transition of oil and gas technologies, assets, and workforce to clean domestic geothermal energy, geothermal industry growth with new jobs and businesses, and of course, more geothermal electricity on the grid and heating and cooling available for Americans. And better awareness about geothermal in the United States with more collaboration and investment from other US industries into geothermal. We hope that you all are excited about this new opportunity as we are. As we said, the funding opportunity is now open, and you all can get all of the information you need on our website as noted here. Applications are due October 28th, 2022, and you can send any questions to geode@ee.doe.gov. We also encourage you to sign up for the Geothermal Technologies Office newsletter, The Drill Down, and stay on top of the hottest geothermal news there, including all of our funding opportunities. We really thank you for your time and are looking forward to all hands on deck with Geode.